So, all right, let's try this then. All right, I think it's working. Hello, hello. We probably won't get anybody in right away, but um, anyways, I'm trying it again. I'm here, and I've got my friend Matt Ashcroft, and as you can see, I think I've got this figured out. I can only bring in one guest at the moment, apparently, on this system, so I might go back to the other one eventually. But anyways, my good friend Matt Ashcroft. I've I've known Matt for I haven't known you that long. I haven't even known you a year yet.
No,
So
but I think the reason why that we're so similar. Actually, we'll get into that a little bit later.
okay.
But we're similar in a lot of ways, and we connected online,
Yeah.
and here we are.
Sadly, through
And we'll get
TikTok.
into more of that later.
I told Matt I would do a caricature of him. So so I'm
What
gonna
kind of
attempt one.
suggested?
I haven't done this in ages, and I'm a little bit nervous how this turns is gonna turn out. So it might kind of not turn over. If it does, I promise you we'll do another one once I get some practice in. But the live instant caricatures I'm kind of out of practice with. So, but I'm gonna have to see if I can. It is late. It's
So
after 1, so I don't know who's gonna hop in.
that's totally okay.
So,
So right now I'm currently getting some stuff. So I currently only have my computer right now to
mhm.
just live to the audience. But I promise you my setup was going to be a lot better. I just have to get the equipment that's being delivered tomorrow.
Oh no, it's coming that soon.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, we'll definitely have to put up. See, I don't have any way of putting up. Unless maybe in the chat. Can I put it? I was going to put up your YouTube channel. We'll make sure before I go, we'll put up your YouTube channel so people can see it.
Absolutely.
So
Thank you
get
so
people to
much.
subscribe. So, what is your YouTube channel now? What is it going to be
So
about?
it is Matt Ash 89. It was the same with my Instagram, my Twitter, my Threads, and my previously banned TikTok.
I actually, the one thing I did find out about your channel, why I was having so much trouble finding it, is you need the at symbol at the beginning. It needs to be at Mash
Yes.
Ashcroft 89. Because I was typing in Matt Ashcroft 89, it wasn't coming up. I was finding like old interviews with you, but I
Oh,
couldn't.
interviews. What do you mean?
There's been some. You're on YouTube already. Like there's people who have, I guess, you've been on other people's streams before.
Yeah, so a little bit about that. So I successfully banned conversion therapy in Canada.
Yay.
It historically the strongest legislation in the world. We banned it in 2022, January 7th. It is something that I'm really proud of because
Mm-hmm.
I actually did something to protect the community at large.
Yeah, that's. Can I ask actually like how that come about?
Oh, this is actually something I haven't talked about.
Oh, all right. I
So
don't have. Okay, I put you on the spot.
no, it's good. So, so part of that was, um, I was down and out. So I was living from house to house, not not have a stable income and
Mhm.
stable money. Was had abusive roommates, had abusive exes, and and then It Gets Better Canada gave me my first interview. And then
Right. I think I've
that first
seen that.
interview led to my conversion therapist, David Matheson, being outed. Um, if you want to know a little bit about David Matheson, he has a Piers Morgan interview that went very wrong, and it was quite fun
Oh,
to
really?
see him get roasted by Piers Morgan, even though that I'm not the biggest Piers Morgan fan.
Mhm.
But it was
Yeah,
quite
she
wonderful
was.
to see.
'Cause he was. Yeah, Pierce. I can never figure him out. Like I used to like him a long time ago, and then something kind of went totally weird with him. But I
You
don't
know,
know.
there's a whole theory about specifically just the way that things are
Yeah.
It's just the Roman kindness. So, how long have you been drawing?
Oh God, I think I came out of the womb with a pencil in my hand.
Really?
Ever since I was a kid, I've been drawing. I used to lie in front of the TV and watch like monster movies and try and draw them. I grew up watching cartoons. Weirdly, though, originally I kind of wanted to do like. I went to school for traditional animation, but I wanted to do. I wanted to get into like stop motion animation and movie special effects. But to do that, all that was. You'd have to go to the U.S. and there just wasn't anything in Canada that was close by that did that at the time. But there was Sheridan College that had traditional animation. I was looking also into doing like commercial art, but it seemed kind of boring to me. But when I found out that Sheridan, right in Oakville, had this full traditional animation program that was one of the leading programs in North America, if not the world, there was Cal Arts, which was right near Disney in California. There was that, and then there was Sheridan, and it was those two, and they kind of like we had this kind of there was so that was it. So
That's really fascinating. I
yeah,
had no idea.
yeah. So and Sheridan is still known for that, but it's they teach computer animation mostly now, right? So yeah, so that's
Oh, that's pretty
yeah.
incredible.
I
I had no idea.
Yeah, so I when I finished high school, I lived in London, Ontario, right? When I finished high school, I finished in grade 12, and then I took a special 2-year art course. It was through there was a post-secondary school program in downtown London at an old high school called Beale High School, and they had this whole separate program called Beale Arts. And it still exists today. I actually thought it completely folded, but apparently no. It's still the program. The old building is gone, but the program still exists. And so that's a 2-year program, and I did that as kind of a pre like an art fundamentals program, pre-college kind of thing that I took,
Right.
and it sort of counted towards that. So I did that for 2 years, and that helped me build a portfolio to get into animation. And I did animation for 4 years. Worked in the industry for 2 years before everything completely converted to computers, and I was useless.
Oh, I'm sorry.
so, so yeah, I was because when you're young, you're in and out of studios a lot, right? Like you kind of go contract to contract. I did like a little bit of in betweening. I didn't like in betweening. I worked. There was Nelvana. I don't know if you've heard of Nelvana. It's like right downtown Toronto, right near, not far from the exhibition stadium. It was on Atlantic Avenue, a big old building, but they had the big polar bear on the front that was the Nelvana logo. And right across the street was another little studio, and nobody heard of it. It was called Phoenix Animation. I did a little bit of work. I did a little bit of work at Phoenix, and I did some work at Nelvana. But I did some in betweening for Mumphy, but I left because I knew I wasn't doing very well at it. I didn't like in betweening. I went over to Phoenix and I did some cell painting, and I was a production assistant for something called sorry, no, the in between was Babar the elephant, and then across the street they did Mumphy Babar. It was the in betweening. Babar the elephant. Mumphy was across the street. That was Mumphy's Christmas special. I did that. Did the cell painting production assistant. Then I went to Nelvana again, and I did layout. I love doing layout and design. I did layout for Rupert the Bear. Yep. Yeah. I only did like. Nah, yeah. Why? I take it you're a big fan of Rupert. Yeah, no, I did. So I did what they called layout, and what it is I get the storyboard. There's somebody. It's a big assembly line process, right? Everybody does a bit of everything. So I get the storyboard, and I take a storyboard panel and say and you know what a storyboard is, right? It's kind of the script, but in little tiny thumbnails, little squares, thumbnails that just show what's going on with a description underneath. So I take that, and I have to plan that out what it's going to look like on screen. So I look at it, I draw the background, I design the background for that scene, And then I have to show the character. I don't fully animate him, but I do some poses to show where he's going to move through that scene. So I might draw one. I remember was a little hut, and he has to walk in and through the door. I have to show a match line for the door that he goes behind. I show that he's going to walk in. It's going to be this many seconds. And I draw the full background. I have to draw the full background in detail, and that drawing will go to the background artists, or sorry, the background painters, and they paint it. Then the key motions of the character when he walks through it and the match line, that'll go to the animators, and then they will animate that. So that animation should match with the background when they're done. So I have to make sure that's all clear, and I have to show, yeah. It was, and I really loved it. I really loved doing layout. It was, you have to know your perspective, and you have to know your, all that, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I actually, after that finished for the season, because I think it was done for a while. They weren't sure if they was going to get it renewed. And then I went back across the street again. I was supposed to go back to Phoenix Animation and do the background painting, because I love doing paint. I have like a whole bunch of old background paintings that I did years ago for my third year film and that. And do you know, I went in for the interview. The guy liked it. He saw my work. He liked what I did. He hired me. It was on a Friday. I went home for the weekend excited because you can actually you get like $300 to $600 per background painting. So you can make some good money doing background painting. And I was all excited to come back and do this because I knew I was going to make I really like layout, but I knew I was going to make more money doing background painting. So that was fine. And you know, I got up early Monday morning, ready to go, and I'm just about to head out the door. Like literally, I've opened the door and the phone rings, which is like right across. I'm like, run over really quick to grab it because I got to go get the GO train. And I grab it, I pick it up, I'm like, hello? I thought it was going to be for my roommate Neil. I pick it up and like, yeah, it's actually the studio. We're actually wrapping up the production and we don't really need you. I was like, my heart sank. My heart sank into my chest. I was so upset. Yeah.
Why'd they do that?
And I don't know. It was the nature of the business. I was so depressed for a while. So I was at home and I was living with a friend of mine. This is a long story, but he was a difficult person, and that's another long story, but he was pressuring me to kind of like, well, you need to pay rent, you got to stay on top of things, and you know, just go get a job. And then there was a Harvey's down the street that was hiring, and he kept pushing me to put my resume in, and of course I got a job at Harvey's, and like 30 hours a week. It was a lot. It was almost full time, and I got stuck. You get in a rut, right? Like you get stuck in that. And from there, it was just, I didn't have the time because to get back into a studio, you got to do another test. You got to do you've got to do, like, you have to reapply again to get in. And it just, it didn't happen. And next thing I knew, they were sourcing everything out. What they were doing in studio was all to do with computers. This is 1993 now. I knew nothing about computers. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. It was all by hand. It was all physical on paper that we were doing, right? Nothing about computers. So they were like, you know, I barely knew what a mouse was. I didn't know about this. So I couldn't. And then Phoenix folded. After the Mumphy production, they lost money and they folded. So that disappeared across the street, and then Nelvana started sourcing stuff out. They were letting people go, and I went downhill after that. The only thing was that a few years later, I started doing caricatures, and I worked at Ontario Place for about 3 or 4 summers doing caricatures. Yeah. Before Ontario Place got trashy and folded. Oh, didn't we all? And hello, Vic. We got Vic in the chat. Young Vic.
Hi, Vic.
So, he's a nice kid.
I don't think I would be able to... How do I see the chat?
I've got the Streamlabs thing open. You might have to actually open YouTube to see it, I think.
How's my drive getting?
Can you see it, or?
No, not on YouTube. Hold on.
So I take it you watched Babar the Elephant.
I did! I was so young.
Oh, Babar and
Oh my gosh, it looks so great! I love it so much! I love it so much!
so there you go. Turn his audio up. Vic says, "Is there any way to turn your audio up?" I'll have a look.
Tomorrow.
We'll have to get this figured out. This is all new tonight, Vic. I'm trying out a completely different thing with Streamlabs, and I'm trying to. Is the music coming through? I hope not. Yeah. Do you have Streamlabs open on your computer or?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I don't know if you have. There's a little mixer section at the bottom. If you have the whole thing, if you can see where your mic is, maybe that might.
Oh, it's not on my computer. It's on my through Chrome.
Oh.
I have to download the app.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Sorry, Vic. Not prepared.
Yeah, Vic, we'll try. If it's not working, the music is not coming through. Okay, that's good. I don't want the music to come through. That would have been distracting. I just noticed there's a music widget you can add to it, so you can kind of add music. So thanks.
I love that.
So I'll save it. So I can. So you can. Whoops! What did I just do? I don't want that. Programs are funny. You hit the wrong thing, so.
Oh my god, man! That's amazing. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Do you know I actually did two? I had two people pay me to do on TikTok to use their to have a cartoon avatar actually. One of them, he's a big heavyset guy with a big red beard. He's the only one still using it. The other guy is not. He went offline. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's him. He's very he's gotten himself like booted a couple of times off TikTok.
Everybody gets booted off of TikTok.
I know. Yeah.
Well,
He's like his most of his stuff is like he'll show a quick clip of somebody saying something really terrible, and then he'll jump in and go, "Yeah, shut up," and then he'll go into his thing.
Yeah.
That's, do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Typical TikTok thing.
Yeah.
I don't mind him. As you know, I had a little bit of issues in TikTok myself.
Just a bit.
TikTok was supposed to be an app that was educational. So I educate people into knowing what conversion therapy is, and I'm in Canada, and I'm considered a global leader when it comes to this work.
Right.
I hold this work near and dear to my heart. I really care about the people. But I had an incident on TikTok where I just got attacked and pummeled like every single day, and there was like fake accounts with my face, like it really affected my mental health. And all I was trying to do is I was trying to tell people not to communicate with white supremacists because they didn't know the risk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it ended up being really unsafe. It was quite sad. I just learned that there are people that are going to be in this life that celebrate you, and there's going to be people in this life that will hate you.
Yep.
And you just gotta like pick and choose what you want to be celebrated for. Do you want to be hated, or do you want to be celebrated? And I choose to be celebrated. So I'll do whatever I can for me to be celebrated.
Absolutely.
And part of that is not to go into spaces where I know that I'm going to be hated.
Yeah. I noticed that actually for a while, that like when they get on there and they go in there and invite them to argue with them, to debate them, and not realizing that you're giving them a platform to keep spewing their hatred. And they,
I mean, I understand that we want to get our points out.
sure. Mm-hmm.
However, I don't think people have properly worked on their mental health, and I think a lot of people were so used to taking stuff out on other people that this is what they're accustomed to. I think that TikTok has developed a culture of bullying instead of hearing other people's points.
Oh yeah, it definitely has,
And
big time.
there's no civil discourse. There's no reason. There's no reasoning when it comes to things. Everybody's stupid and everybody's an idiot and everybody says the dumbest thing ever. But nobody's willing to just be cool with a person. It costs $0 to be nice to somebody else.
Yeah. And I think that's the hardest thing, is that as soon as you bring something up, or you call somebody out, as polite as you want to try and do it, they take that really personally. I don't think they don't want to be wrong, right? They don't want to be the bad guy in it, and it's like, and yeah, they seem to take that so harshly, rather than just stop and listen to what you're saying and kind of go, okay, maybe I need to kind of relook at what I'm doing here. But
You know, so it was funny. So I was always 2 steps ahead of these people anyway.
mhm. Yeah.
So, which they didn't know. So I made sure that I posted it on another social media platform, like Facebook.
Mhm.
And I got also nominated for Person of the Year because of my work in band and conversion therapy in Canada. So, so I successfully, so since I successfully banned it, and people know me for staying active when it comes to us LGBTIQ stuff,
Mhm.
I get recognized for some things more than others. And, well, I put in the hard work. I don't know. I think I work hard.
I would say you do.
But
From what I can tell, yeah.
I try my best to warn people about what can happen in the United States and around the world. Like, for example, in 3 days, it is the final day of a registration in Indiana for conversion therapy.
Oh, is that right?
For September.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's dangerous, and I don't suggest anybody going.
Mhm.
I didn't realize that I was living out somebody else's fetish, and it really messed me up.
Vic says, you banded over there? You're a badass.
I did,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, he did. This is the guy right here that did it. And Vic, I promise you, I will do another better caricature of you. I did a really wild, goofy one of him a while ago, and it's it's like, this is so much nicer than what you did for me. I'm sorry. I promise I'll do you a better one. But
Oh, that's amazing.
so
It looks really good.
thank you. It's got a few little issues. I'll have to clean it up a bit, but
You're so good at this.
thanks. Do you know when I started doing characters on Ontario Place, it was such a weird, different way of doing it, because when you do them in the park, like I'm just roughing this in a sketch, but when you go to do it in a park, it was like direct ink to paper, and it had to be like the first time. Oh my! It was so weird, because I'm used to working in animation, doing things in rough like this, right, and just sketching it out and then go back in into. You can't do that. You have to do it in like 5 minutes or less, especially the kids, because kids get squirmy and they don't want to sit long. So you had to bang them out fast. I was working for a company. It was called Caricatures Unlimited. They provided the paper, everything, right? They gave everything, and the markers and all that. And but you had to kind of do it their style. It can only be profiles. You can only do it side view, right? Because it's faster. And it was only $5. And after the first 2 weeks, I almost quit because I couldn't do it. I couldn't get the speed up.
A lot of pressure.
It was, and you're surrounded by people. As soon as you sit down, they all want to see what you're doing. So everybody crowds around you, and you're
Oh
just
my
like,
gosh.
oh my god. So I was ready to quit, and another artist there, a fella named Chris. I became good friends with him at the time. He kind of disappeared, but a nice guy. And he was like, you know what? Don't quit. He says, you can actually make a lot of money here. He says, come here. He says, I'm going to show you what to do this faster. And he actually kind of walked me through some tricks just to do it really quick. He says, you're on the right path. He says, you've almost got it. He says, just do a little this, just do the eyes like this. The front of the fake kids all kind of look, they have almost the same proportions, most of them. So just you'll find that it's just little things like the hair and little things with the eyes. He says, if you have, like, I was having trouble with doing like Asian kids, without making them look Caucasian. It was a little trick to the eyes. He says, here, just do this with the eyebrows, really nice and simple. And he says, look, it just bang, and there it was. It made a huge difference. So within about a week, I had it. The following week, I came back. It took a bit of practice the first few times, but by another week, I had it down. And it was just, I made a shit ton of money that summer. He wasn't kidding. Because some days you're just nonstop. Like, everybody's just $5 bill, $5 bill, $5 bill. And it just kept coming. And you get lineups of people. And there's 5 of us in the park, 5 artists. And we're all just surrounded by people, right? So, but because it was so cheap, it's something that the parents could get for their kids, a little memoriam. It's fun, it's cute, it's only $5, and it's a little thing they'll remember that moment by. And so it's, especially when they used to have the Benson and Hedges fireworks. The day I had cramps in my hand when I came home, I did not stop drawing the entire day. Like I actually had to ask people to wait so I could go use the bathroom, because it just did not stop all day. I think because I had to give the company back $2 a drawing, I think. So I only made like $3 a drawing, and I think I ended up walking out each day, because that was 3 days in a row. Each day I think I walked out with like $300 in my pocket in $5 bills. Just yeah. So yeah, you can make like a lot of money. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
That was just. But by the end of the summer, it would slow down, though. It would slow down considerably. Sometimes I would only do about like $20, $30 a day, right? So there was slow days in that. Especially if you get like a thunderstorm or something like that, then you couldn't. You were done. Yeah. So, yeah.
Wow, that looks really good.
So thanks.
It does. I wonder if I should like put on a signature hat.
Oh, you want a hat on?
Yeah. I mean, you usually see me with hats. What do you think?
If you want a hat on it, I can try and do a hat. I'll do an overlay with it so it has like with and without. So
Okay.
I feel like this should come in a bit more.
Just like a curved baseball cap, like a trucker baseball cap.
Yeah, if that's what you.
Usually wear anyway.
If you want that, I can throw something like that on there.
Yeah.
Let's see what that looks like.
I do have to sign off just because it's late.
Okay.
So,
I'll
thank
save
so
this
much
for you.
watching.
Yeah.
So, just giving a plug to my channel. It is at MattAsh89.
Yeah, let me see if I can put that in
Go
there.
and take a look at it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about content
Okay.
that is about conversion therapy and what is happening within the United States
Mhm.
and around the world. I also plan on talking about current 2S LGBTIQ stuff and events
Mhm.
of what is happening. I talk about my experiences and why it relates, and I just want to get to know everybody else. So please take a look at my channel, subscribe, and I'll be posting more content soon.
All right. We'll talk to you tomorrow, Matt. Thanks
Talk to you
again.
later.
All right. That worked. That actually worked. It wants me to sign into chat. I can't actually put anything in the chat. Let me go in here because I'm going to put his name in the chat here. Although I don't think it'll, maybe I'll put it in the description because the chat will disappear when this goes into replay. And, but I'm going to have him back on again too, for sure. So, that's not the last time we'll be hearing from Matt. So I definitely want him on here again. But I tried to come on. I don't know, Vic, if you're still there, but I tried to come on here earlier. I'm using Streamlabs, but I'm using the program, not the not the web browser version. And apparently they've now developed that you can bring in guests, but I can only bring in one at a time, unless I just goofed on this. 1 second. I can only bring in one at a time. You have to get the paid version to do more. So if I want to invite more than one guest on, so I don't know. I might. I'm going to see what happens with this. Yeah, I told Matt that I was going to have him on tonight, and it was giving me trouble. We couldn't sort it out. So now I've got it, but I don't know. I might see it. The thing is, this is in 1080p, and this looks so much better than it does going through Talk Studio or StreamYard. Unless I actually flip the bill, I have to pay. It would cost me $25 a month Canadian if I want to stream in 1080p on Talk Studio. So. Do you want to come on? It's a bit awkward. I'd have to switch over. So this isn't the same as going through the web browser version. I can have you in, but you have to actually download the Streamlabs program, I think. 1 second. Let me see. See, I can't even flip screens and hide this. I'm just going to go black here because I don't want to show my computer screen. 1 second. There. All right. So that way, I'm not. I'll see if I can give you the link for it. And I'll see if it'll work. Oh, I still have that open. Shit. I can close that. Where are you? I'll give it to you because I don't have you on there. I'll just give it to you in Instagrams. So see, I don't know if that'll work. I think you might need the Streamlabs program. If it doesn't work, let me know. Maybe I might reopen for a little bit in just normal in Talk Studio, Melon as we called it. But let me know if that works or not. This actually has turned out pretty cute. I'm gonna actually maybe I might even ink this. I might have to run and use the bathroom. So, oops. 1 second. If it's not, I might just take a short break and I'll open up again in the other. Let me know though. Let me know if that works or not. I've got Instagram Messenger open, so let me know if you're having trouble. It does not work? Okay. I'll tell you what. Hang on. I gotta use. Yeah, you'd probably have to download. It's free, but you probably have to make an account and download Streamlabs. Let me close this out for the moment. I'm going to end the stream. Give me 5 minutes so I can run and use the bathroom, and then I'll open up in Melon or Talk Studio, whichever. Okay, Vic? I promise you, promise, I will be back.